Hello, my name is Jennifer Wimmer. I'm going to talk to you today about demonstrating the process of buying a house. What do you think of when you think of the American dream? You probably think of falling in love, getting married, having a baby, getting a job that you love, going to college, and buying a house. This is something that takes a long time for people to accomplish. It's probably one of the hardest things, I think. And it's definitely something that takes a lot of self-discipline to have your finances in line, and there's just a lot of factors to make the home buying process a good investment overall. I'm currently in the process of buying a home, which made this interesting for me. Watching my parents buy and sell and build houses along the way and manage their rental properties has always made me interested in the real estate market and just what all factors go into that. My goal today is to demonstrate to you a simplified version of what buying a house actually, just the process of what you'll have to do, what you have to have prepared, what to expect, and just some tips for along the way. Being a first-time home buyer, of course, is exciting, but requires you to take an in-depth look at your finances and your credit score. These are not fun things to think about, but in reality, these are things that you just have to take notice of and make sure that they're 100% good to go before you even start getting your hopes up about finding a home that you love. Being cautious of keeping your bills paid on time is one of the most important parts, so you can keep your credit score high. And before the shopping even begins, you need to go to the bank and be pre-approved for a loan. So according to Investopedia.com, it gives you a lot of information to audit your own finances, which would be, of course, the most important part. You'll want to look at your savings and make sure you have an emergency fund that'll cover 3 to 6 months of expenses if something crazy happens, if you lose your job, or something along those lines. Also review how much you're spending each month for all your bills and just take a look at your budget to see what you can really afford as far as a mortgage goes. If you're renting now and you're able to make that rent payment easily, then you can probably think about the same amount for a mortgage. Then you'll need to get pre-approval from a lender before you can even really begin searching for a home. They'll verify your income, check your credit, look at any assets or debts to determine how much you can really afford. Next, you'll want to formulate a good team to help you. This would include your realtor, and these people will be the key components in what makes your search successful and hopefully ultimately lead you to the house of your dreams. So now that I have given you an idea of what to expect before your search begins, I'll break down the steps of finding your dream home. So now the fun begins. You can now begin to look at homes in your price range. During this time, it is helpful to take notes and take pictures of houses you see along the next few weeks or months, and you'll be seeing a lot of different ones, so it makes it easier to think back and remember the things that you loved and didn't like about a certain home. And of course, Discover.com gives lots of helpful ideas when you're shopping to think about. Just simple things such as testing the electrical system by turning the switches on and off, closing doors and windows to see if they work properly. These all seem like simple things, but if you buy a home and these little things start to add up, it gets exhausting and overwhelming to think about making all these changes and fixing all these little things when you just want to move in and enjoy your new home. So eventually you will find a home you love, and it'll be suitable for your needs and everything that you've wanted on your wish list. And you'll also want to think about, when you do find this home, you'll want to think about the homes around it. Are they well maintained? Is it in a good school district? Just things that will affect the long-term value of the home, just in case you will resell at some point, which more than likely most people do sell and move more than once in their lifetime. So you can pretty much anticipate that one day you will probably put this home on the market. And then when you do find this home, you'll work with your real estate agent to negotiate a fair price for it, and you'll put in an offer to the seller. And hopefully, if all goes as planned, the seller will accept the offer, and otherwise they may counter, and you'll have to come to an agreement of a fair price that you want to pay. And if you can't come to agreement, that's kind of the sad part, is you'll have to move on from the home. In the perfect world, this would be the end of the search and you could move into your dream home the next day. Unfortunately, a few more things to complete on your to-do list. So according to Realtor.com, choosing to have a home inspection isn't required, but it's a really smart idea. This will save you a ton of just issues and headaches along the way that you just could easily avoid if you just had a home inspection. And your agent will help arrange this, and it'll typically occur a few days after the offer is put in. You'll also want to have the home appraised so that both parties can know that the asking price is fair for both parties involved. And then finally, you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that'll include paperwork, loan documents, and closing the sale. But the most important part at this time for you is to make sure you have your down payment ready. This is something I found to be very interesting. This is actually just a breakdown of the average home value in 2014. Hopefully you can see it. It just highlights, it has a little key here, and it highlights in red the most expensive places to live versus the lighter colors are the most inexpensive homes to buy. So of course most expensive is Miami, Boston, Baltimore, Philadelphia, San Diego, Seattle area, while the more reasonably priced would be Houston, Dallas, Chicago, and Phoenix actually is showing around the $200,000 range, while the ones in red are $350,000 plus. So that's something to think about. Definitely thinking about paying for that each month. Is it something you can really commit to? But in closing, buying a house is very exciting and a goal that can be achieved with a little bit of self-discipline with your planning and saving. Although the process can seem overwhelming, having the right realtor and lender by your side will make all the difference in making it not so stressful. I have demonstrated the steps of getting your finances in order, auditing your spending and saving habits, finding a realtor and lender that fit your goals, thinking about things to look for when you shop for a home, and what to expect after you make an offer. So hopefully one day you will be able to turn all your hard work into an investment that makes you happy every time you pull into the driveway. Thank you.